Hello and welcome to this RapidDeploy 5.0 how-to guide. My name is Richard Bettison and today we're going to be looking at the RapidDeploy project. Now, a RapidDeploy project really defines the steps that are going to run on every target defined for this project. The steps are environment neutral and they're achieved using the orchestration designer to create a blueprint as we see here on the left hand side. And that blueprint can have environment specific values injected into it, which we call data dictionary values, and collections of those data dictionary values together form the targets that we can deploy to. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into RapidDeploy. So in order to create a project, we go on the projects icon and we click the Add Project Wizard. We need to give the project a name and a description. In this case, I'm going to make this as simple as possible. I'm just going to click to skip to finish and create this project. Okay, so now we're going to add a task to this project. Just do the Add Task button. Now I'm going to choose a command and script execution. The tasks we've got here depend on which plugins we've got installed, but there are some that are always coming with RapidDeploy. So I'm just going to add the Java command runner task. We have some help here on how this task can be used and all of the different fields that you can set for this task. So we're just going to add this task. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go over to the task entries on the right hand side. And the first thing I'm going to do is add the jar file that's going to be called, which is inside the archive when we get onto the target. So archive root is a built-in variable that equates to the expanded archive on the target. So whatever we're going to run is going to be relative to the archive root. As you remember, it's going to be in the resources section, and we're going to run the hello world.jar application. We'll pass hello world as an argument, and we'll add an environment variable. So I'm going to add a new entry here. It's going to be a variable. So this is just going to echo this out because there's a variable that's being passed into the jar file, and I'm just going to save that. So it's really the simplest thing we can do. Now if we go on the General tab, we go down to the resource list, and this is the resources we created in the resources tutorial, and if you haven't been to see that, I'd advise you to go and have a look at that. So we're going to select that hello world jar file and just add it to the project. And then we're going to go over to the targets, and at the moment we don't have a target where we can deploy this, so we're going to create a new target where we can actually run this hello world jar file. Okay, so we got the previously created server definition hello world dev, and on that server we've got the hello world jar installation. We can create here new servers and installations by just typing them in, and then they will be created, although they won't be configured on the target. And the configuration name we'll give to this one is just going to be hello world 1. We'll create that. Okay, so now we've got a target we can run our deployment on. We've got what we're going to deploy, i.e. the jar file. We've got the how we're going to deploy. We're going to run the orchestration, a very, very simple orchestration. So let's now just create a package. And this will be the first package we create, so it will be version 001. Sometimes you need to refresh to see that. It takes a little while to create it. So that's our package that we've created. And what we can do now very simply to test it is we can just run that package on the target. So you can see it copies all the files over onto the target into that temp directory. that we created. It's then running the single task that we specified to run, and then the finalization task. And we can see the progress of each task and the overall progress bar up at the top here, and we can see that that has completed. Okay, so that now that that first run is complete, we can go back to the project, and I'm going to go on the targets, and what we didn't configure for this target was the data dictionary value. So I'm going to go into the target. We saw we had the Java deploy variable, which is currently unset. I'm going to change that and set it to a value. I'm just going to call it Java deploy value and save that. That's not set at the project scope, so it's only set on the target. I'm going to save that change. And because I've made a change, I need to create a new package. I can create that package and refresh. I can compare the old package with the new package. We should be able to see that change. We look in the data dictionary. We can see the new value that's been added, the Java deploy variable and the Java deploy value. Okay, now what we can do is go ahead and run that one just like we did the last one. Now let's go and look at the previous logs. And if we look at this log file, we can navigate down and see exactly what was run. And we can go and have a look at that Java command runner. We can see the command line arguments being set, hello world here. And we can see the various properties that are set for this run. And we can see here the Java deploy variable and the Java deploy value. Okay, so that concludes this tutorial. Thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.